And I have another honor tonight. Rabbi Samantha Kahn, please join me now. I thought I was going to have to say hello and happy birthday on the live stream, but happy birthday, Matt. You're welcome. And welcome, Roy and Stella. Continued success in your new position as director of AJC in San Francisco, Matt. Rabbi, your service to our community perhaps was preordained. Rabbi Robert I. Kahn, of blessed memory, established this bima. He officiated when I became a bar mitzvah. More importantly, it is his legacy that you, among others, took up. In your case, it has been a part of the family business. You became an important part of our young congregants' lives, teaching, befriending, and guiding them. As part of our clergy team, you answered the call for life cycle events in celebration and in times of sadness and reflection. And as your voice became stronger, we saw you most clearly. When you took the place here, you echoed Rabbi Kahn's strong sense of social justice. As I said, perhaps B'Sharet. It's my privilege to say thank you on behalf of all of us. And I'd like to present you, without knocking anything over.
Oh my goodness.
That's right. With a gift to show our appreciation.
Oh, that's beautiful.
This handcrafted decoupage designed in Israel by Reuven Mazel says Shalom. And the engraving appropriately reads, "Find a rabbi and acquire a friend. With deep gratitude, Congregation Emanu. Toda Rabah."
Verklempt being compared to, I just said, being compared to the first, the real Rabbi Kahn. What an honor. And the land grows still, the red eye of the sky slowly dimming over smoky frontiers. As the nation arises, torn at heart but breathing, to receive its miracle, the only miracle. As the ceremony draws near, it will rise, standing erect in the moonlight in terror and joy, when across from it will step out a youth and a lass, and slowly march toward the nation. Dressed in battle gear, dirty, shoes heavy with grime, they ascend the path quietly, full of endless fatigue and unrested, yet with the dew of their youth still seen on their head. Then a nation in tears and amazement will ask, "Who are you?" And they will answer quietly, "We are the silver platter on which the Jewish state was given." Thus they will say and fall back in the shadows, and the rest will be told in the Chronicles of Israel. Chaim Weizmann, Israel's first president, famously declared that a state would not simply be given to the Jewish people on a silver platter. Shortly after, Israeli poet Natan Alterman wrote the words that I just began with, reminding all Israelis, and all Jewish people that when we celebrate Israel's freedom, when we get to touch the Kotel, the Western Wall, when we have falafel and shakshuka excite our taste buds, when we feel weightless in the Dead Sea and heavy-hearted at Yad Vashem, when we fear global hatred a little less, because we know Israel will protect us should we need her to. That this place, this safety, this joy was not free. It was given to us by those who fought for her freedom. It was sustained by those who gave their lives and those who will continue to do so. This is the reason Israel observes a solemn Memorial Day immediately before celebrating her independence. The two holidays, which fell this past week, live hand in hand. Though it seems strange to many observers, the struggle and celebration exist together. We find a very similar phenomenon in this week's Torah readings. We have a double portion this Shabbat, Achrei Mot Kiddushin, which, when paired together, move immediately from a story of devastation into some of the most compelling ethical laws teaching the importance of communal responsibility. The portion titles can be read together as After Death, Holy Things. The narrative shows that after experiencing unexpected chaos, the Israelites become ready to learn how to love, to care for one another, and to live lives filled with meaning and holiness. These pairings remind us that living through difficult times can offer beautiful opportunity for new growth and potential. Though the idea of living in interesting times may call to mind a Chinese curse, in Judaism, there is no curse implied. For we know that we are all, always, living in interesting times. And though life can be filled with challenges, they can help us find gratitude and joy in unexpected ways. Though I do not believe hardships are purposely given to us from God for some reason that's beyond human understanding, I do believe with all my soul that Jewish value, prayer, and community can help us through difficult times. And everything that challenges us to struggle and survive can eventually make us stronger, happier, kinder. This message seemed to be shouting to me this morning as I considered what words to share with you. This week's double holidays and this Shabbat's double Torah portion both highlight a reality our congregation knows well. We have lived through interesting times. In fact, I've been told by some longtime members and a few former employees that the past 6 years have been some of the most interesting in the congregation's history. I'm so happy I had the honor to be here for them. Though living through these moments sometimes brought unexpected challenges and painful breaths, Emanu has become a stronger, more vibrant community than ever before. And under Rabbi Hayon's leadership and his beautiful vision, I know this congregation has a future that will shine bright, bringing warmth to all members and the city at large. It has been my honor to serve you during these very interesting times. My rabbinate, my soul, will be forever shaped by the moments and people I've encountered here. Whew. I am forever grateful to all of you, to the children and teens who have ignited my energy even when I thought I had none left, the young professionals working hard to better themselves and this world, creating a brighter future for us all, the young families offering and creating community, supporting each other whatever we encounter, the teachers and volunteers who make schools so much more than lessons, the strong parents who both ask and answer difficult questions, bringing Judaism to life in their homes and in their children's worlds, the regular service attendees who offer smiles and hugs and share their life's joys, the Shabbat morning learners, both the curmudgeon and the hopeful, who often teach more than they learn, offering lessons from years of life experience, the Facebook friends and the blog readers who challenge and support my daily life and reflections, the congregational leaders, new and old, hopeful and disheartened, who offer their time, their talent, and their treasure to better this congregation. All of the nonprofit professionals around town who offer resources and opportunities, helping enrich my work. All of the Emanu staff and clergy and part-time professionals whom I've been honored to work with, who I've been honored to struggle with, laugh with, create with, and celebrate life with. The couples whom I've had the privilege to counsel and marry, the families of all the babies I've joyously named and blessed, the B'nai Mitzvah students who helped me laugh, the conversion students whose love of Judaism was contagious, the sick of heart and body who've allowed me to visit, listen, and offer prayers, and all of the mourners who have invited me to sit with them in their pain and share in their memories of joy and love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 1,000 times thank you. Though I leave Houston physically, I bring you all with me wherever I go. Whew. And though saying goodbye can be hard, I know that this evening, just like the holidays and the Torah readings we encounter this week, will not end with sadness. It too will be followed by love and celebration as we continue to be blessed by knowing each other. Shabbat Shalom and Lehitraot. I'll see you soon.
Having been touched and enriched by that blessing, we rise together as the ark is opened to offer a blessing to Rabbi Kahn as well. Rabbi,
Yes, Rabbi.
my teacher, my friend, it is with great pride and humility and joy that we stand before these commanding presences and these for a moment of blessing and gratitude, for a moment of acknowledgement of the simcha that comes with transition and the uncertainty as well. It is perfect that we stand here today in the presence of these holy Sifrei Torah on this Shabbat, Acharei Mot Kedoshim, right at the pivot point between the times that are most interesting and the times that are most holy that lie just ahead. It's interesting that for those of us that have been readers of the words of Leviticus for the past few weeks, to come to this portion about holiness, this week's Parsha, when it talks about holiness, introduces us to a facet of that concept, very different from the one we've become accustomed to in the earlier Parshiot of this book. Parshat Kedushim talks about a holiness that does not lie in ritual purity, that doesn't lie in the immaculate conduct at an altar of sacrifice. It's a very different kind of holiness indeed. It's a holiness that is made evident by the quality of our character, by the purity of our morals and of our intentions. And so, Rabbi, it is the most perfect Shabbat for us to be here together to give our gratitude to God for the holiness that you bring to us. The holiness of Parshat Kedoshim is the holiness of Rabbi Samantha Kahn. It's a holiness that you bring into places that are dark and uncertain. It's a holiness that's not restricted to the sanctuary or to the synagogue at all. It is a holiness that you bring shining into places that are most dark at times. It's a holiness that you bring day by day into college campuses and coffee shops. It's a holiness that you bring to bedsides and bar stools. It's a holiness that you bring to the Tefti loft and the Facebook page. You are what a rabbi is meant to be. You are an agent of holiness. You are a carrier of Kedusha. Where you go, holiness follows. We are blessed, all of us, to have been here with you, to enjoy and benefit from so richly the holiness that you bring, to make real the promise of the prophet, that the whole world shall be a dwelling place of God's glory. And so, Rabbi, as we stand before these holy presences and those, it is a pleasure and a privilege to ask God's blessing on you with these most ancient, precious words. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may God bless you and keep you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka, may the light of God's countenance shine on you and be good to you. Yisad Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom, may God's holy presence always be near you. May you be blessed with the most precious gifts God gives, the blessings of wholeness, goodness, and peace. We say together, Amen.